Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite emerger patterns. It's kind of a takeoff of like a glass zebra midge. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I love fishing these in the fall time and going into the winter especially. So this one specifically, I'm just tying on a size 22 U202 hook. And then for the glass bead I have on there, it's just going to be a killer caddis in a white. And then I'm also going to be doing just some black threading for the body. So to start by doing our first couple wraps. This pattern can be super effective for little merger patterns. You can also do it without and just do kind of a little glass midge as well if you don't want to use the actual merger yarn. For the actual ribbing, wire ribbing, I'm going to be using an extra fine silver. So if you guys haven't worked with this before, it's super thin. It's pretty fragile actually, so I just like to take my time with it. I'll actually kind of tie down into the bend of the hook just a little bit. And I don't even break off the wire a whole lot. I just kind of work it back up to the body. Right about there. And I'm just going to do my wraps for the actual ribbing. Like them to be pretty evenly spaced. All the way up to right about the head. Just do a couple wraps. Kind of lock that wire in place. The nice thing with this extra fine, breaks right off. From there, I'm going to be using some Hairline Sparkle Emerger yarn in a white clear. Now with this, you don't need a lot of fibers. I'll kind of show you. I just do a pretty small amount. Something just like that. Nothing too crazy. And all I'm going to do is, instead of just wrapping this in, I just go under the thread, right up to the top, fold it over on itself, and just do a few more wraps. If it's poking up a little bit, that's fine. You can just cross back on the body just a little bit. Just like that. And then for the dubbing, you can use black. I'm just going to be using a natural pine squirrel, but any extra fine dubbing works really well too. Find that it doesn't make a large difference. And just a little bit more on there. It's also one of my favorite patterns to do for tailwaters, fishing tailwaters. Nice thing with this pine squirrel is you can even kind of dub it out just a little bit to get a little bit more accent on the actual dubbing collar itself, but I find that as I'm doing in like a light gray, gives just a little bit of contrast. And I'm just going to do 2 or 3 whip finishes to finish it off. Cinch it down, cut off our excess. And then with the emerger body, or the actual wings, I just like to go pretty tight, almost to where the bend of the hook is. Snip it off just like that. And then you have the actual emerger. Works super well, pretty easy tie to do. One that I definitely recommend. Pretty beginner friendly, especially if you're not used to tying in smaller bugs. I think it's a relatively easy one to do. And it seems to work really well, so one I definitely check out if you guys, want to fish in the winter time and finding a good effective pattern for some of those emergers and even small midges as well.